Are you about to watch this video and you're not liked and subscribed to it? Like the video, please. Just go down. It's right there. It's right there.
I did. I hit it. I hit it. Have you hit it?
Dallas,
What's up?
I don't think that there's anywhere else.
What?
I don't think that there's anywhere else that we could start this episode.
Then where? What are you talking about? It's August 16th. What are you talking about?
Then you need to address the people. You need to address the people of San Francisco. You need to address the grounds crew.
I've already talked to them.
Everyone who listens to this podcast. You need to say it.
This is something
this is one of those times.
I made a tweet
where not just you can't just say that you have the balls to do something.
I posted a tweet.
You have to have the balls to speak to the people. Yeah, I need action.
I clarified this yesterday.
And today, as we're recording this podcast, it's August 16th, which means that yesterday was August 15th, which means that the San Francisco Giants came into play with a 4-game lead, which also happens to be a 4-game lead on the best record in Major League Baseball. Dallas, the floor is yours.
As I stated before, okay, let's just be extremely honest about all of this, okay? There was nobody, and when I say nobody, I mean nobody across Major League Baseball that had the San Francisco Giants not only having the best record in baseball, but if that's the case, then probably by default are leading their division. So, again, show of hands of people who had the Giants leading baseball and the NL West. Okay, now that we've gotten that out of the way, that's not an asshole take by any stretch of the imagination. Like zero. Many people that cover the Giants team in the Bay Area would agree with me when I said that was just not something that was on the San Francisco Giants radar, okay? That being said, as we ease into the season and things start to unfold, there's still, because baseball is so long and is such a marathon, there's still no early reason to be swayed. You start getting some performances that are being strung together. Like the starting rotation, these guys were fucking carving. And that's where you're like, okay, well, you know what? If they can pitch well, then I know what good pitching can do for a club. Good pitching can shut down opposing lineups. I mean, that Dodger team is deep and tough, and so is that Padre team. But maybe the Padres got to answer some of the questions that the Giants had to answer too. Are they going to pitch? Are they like how's that going to look? Well, the Giants continue to quietly answer those questions, because nobody was paying attention to them, because nobody is thinking that this is going to be the little engine that keeps on going. Well, son of a bitch, it kept on going. Then you got guys like Lamont Wade Jr. Like, that dude has been a dandy.
He's got a hose.
He has been a dandy, let me tell you. And I have quietly watched him just in my opinion, ball out at times. Like, what are you going to say? So when you get little stuff like that continuing to happen, and we've talked at length about the veteran guys that they took flyers on that were producing. I mean, Buster Posey, that it doesn't get any better.
He's hitting
than
331 with a 975 OPS.
Doesn't get any better than that. If that's what you're getting at a Buster Posey right now. Like, Brandon Crawford just played his way into a 2-year extension.
Sure did.
Sake.
This was a dude that they were talking about, like, how do we
like 3 years ago, they're like
the changing of the guard. Like, what are we going to do here?
They're like,
we're
man,
extend
what's it? Mauricio Luciano,
Dubon.
is that his name?
Mauricio
Dubon, not Luciano. I just combined two rookies' names there is what I did. But yeah, and they're like, the power for Crawford gone. Like, it's just, and well, like none of that is even close to playing out the way that, again, not only me, but many people that cover the team and covered the team, I don't want to say we're expecting, but weren't expecting the production. They were expecting the aging veterans to kind of maybe be the storyline, and hopefully that was going to be addressed. Well, they addressed it. Mm-hmm. They, being the veterans, said, no, we're not done. We're not even fucking close to being done. Let's go. So it is, at this point, there's nothing that I could say that is going to I'm not trying to remedy or walk away from what I said. I said what I said. And it took these types of performances from these guys for this to be the case. And it's been sustained up until this point. And that's everything that I asked was, health-wise, can they battle it? Well, they've had some guys hit the IL, but they've held water, right? Longo hits the injured list. What do?
They go out and get Chris Bryant, Dallas.
Wow. Well, that's what happens when you got a front office that's got a genius in it like Farhan Zaidi and a fucking pocketbook that he can write checks with, Jared. That's what happens. So, again, it was never lost on me that they would be in a position to do this. Would they? Based on where they were going to be at? Well, if Farhan Zaidi is anything like the front office that he comes from, which is the A's.
Boy. All right.
I know what message
wondering
he's
going to
be sending.
To tie the A's back in here.
Mm-hmm.
But in fairness, I mean, they're not in first place because they made the additions at the trade deadline. They've just been in first place all fucking year. It's good that they did that because we've seen some other teams be in first place and then not do much at the deadline, and we've seen what can happen after that. But
that's tough.
With the San Francisco Giants, this team has found ways to win with their veterans, with some new blood, with some scrap heap free agent additions, and then going out at the trade deadline and making one of the biggest moves that was made at the deadline.
Are you referring to Chris Bryant as a scrap heap addition?
Well, he wasn't a free agent, so no.
Or who'd you say? What'd you say? Scrap heap?
I mean, no one was like Alex Wood has been amazing for them, and no one. I mean, the market for him wasn't like it wasn't booming by any means. I think he got
guys,
1 year, $3 million.
Yeah. Well, that's what I'm talking like. So when I started this whole shtick here, I that's who I referred to as the flyer guys. Those are the flyer guys, the guys that you're going. We'll sign them up, and we'll sign them up because based on what we think they might be able to do, should X, Y, and Z fall into place, and this be like that's what a flyer guy is, and that's exactly what happened. Those dudes performed.
They have performed, Dallas, haven't they?
They sure have. They sure have. But you know what?
What?
You think it's sustainable down the stretch here, Jerry?
Oh.